Hi, Back History Month. Topic number 2 is Black Inventions. We're not going to rank these. We're not going to just have a conversation about them. Okay, we're just going to talk about some rare Black inventions that most people might not know. There's unknown that
There you
these
go.
inventions was invented by Black people. Okay, or stolen from Black people.
So listen, I am a young kid, obviously. And I personally did not know that this invention was made by a Black man. So for those who don't know who Lonnie Johnson is, um, let me get into a little bit. He is an aerospace engineer for NASA. He has 40 patents. He's worked on the Galileo Jupiter probe and the Mars project. But listen, Lonnie Johnson invented super soakers. And I spent countless hours in the summertime playing with super soakers with my friends. Never had any idea that it was created by a Black person. And that is, I don't know how often we're going to hear this, but that is because the education system has failed us and has not taught us. Black history to me shouldn't be contained in just a month. Let's be 100% real. There is so much in the history of the world that can be attributed to Black people. And for me, something that I used a fucking shit ton growing up was a super soaker, and I had no idea it was created by Black. I thought Hasbro created it, and I was like, I'm just gonna play with it all I want. So Lonnie Johnson, not only is he a brilliant mind, I mean, like I said, he's an aerospace engineer for NASA, but he invented the super soaker. So it's something that I didn't know about, and like I said, I wish we learned more about, because there are so many things.
So I did know this, but it's because I've looked into um, what parts of my life were affected by Black people a long time ago, just because I'm Black. And so I know for a fact a lot of people don't know this. And for a very long time, a lot like other inventions of childhood toys that we all enjoy without knowing that they were made by Black people. I believe at one point he was fighting to even get the money he deserves for this invention. Um, so yeah, on top of on top of having to watch everyone play with it, he gets to watch the fact that he wasn't getting paid what he was
No
supposed
money.
to be. So yeah. I think it ended up getting rectified in the end, but like always, it always takes 10 years and a whole bunch of fighting. But that's neither here nor there right now. But yeah, Evan, shout outs for that choice.
No, that was actually the invention that I chose too.
Oh,
Yes.
me
Yeah.
and CJ butt the heads on the most shit, but we think alike on this.
Yep. No, it has to be those that he came up. Dude, Super Soaker was one of the most amazing toys, one of the most amazing inventions ever. Used by everybody, and the thing is, he wasn't a toy maker. He's an aerospace engineer working for NASA.
Mm-hmm.
He did this on his own time, just for the fuck of it. He did this for fun. That's the thing that fascinated me. This had nothing to do with him. This had nothing to do with nothing. It's just you don't even tinker with this for a while and bam, something amazing.
That's how most inventions are invented, though.
The other one that was really interesting to me, and a lot of people, like not a lot of people, but even I knew that the traffic signal was invented by Garrett Morgan, who was also he's also a Black man, but he invented the gas mask, which I had no idea. So, like for people who realize that he invented the gas mask prior to either of the world wars. So he managed to save countless numbers of people in the first two world wars because of the invention of the gas mask. Not only that, every single firefighter in the world nowadays has him to thank because of the invention of the modern day gas mask. So like that is just another huge product that people probably wouldn't realize was created by a Black person. And again, that piggybacks off my idea that we are like severely undertaught on a lot of things. So those are the two that I had in mind. So
now there's an inventor, Lewis Latimer. He created carbon filaments that go into light bulbs, but also the earliest air conditioning unit. So yeah, and then he's actually notable for a lot of different patents. Like,
and he didn't get paid for either. Like they wouldn't do.
Nope, not at
stole
all.
those ideas from.
Yeah.
Now, why
And this is
would
things we
they
use.
pay him
Niggas
when you
steal it.
know there's a white person that we swear is the all right?
Yeah.
He helped also draft the patent for the telephone that Alexander Graham Bell takes all the credit for.
Yeah.
I like
Hey,
to take a
behind
brief
most great
moment
inventions is a black
to
man.
plug in the fact that a lot of the patents and information are actually stolen. And just because there's a white name on it now doesn't mean that's how it started.
Exactly.
You're welcome.
Yeah. Y'all can thank us now.
Evan, you can laugh. It's funny.
Now, Tiger, I'm gonna cheat with this one because they didn't actually invent or come up with the blueprints for this, but a lot of people still refuse to know that slaves built the White House.
I don't understand how they could think
My point
it
exactly.
wasn't built by slaves.
Huh?
That I don't understand how they could think it wasn't built by slaves.
My point exactly.
That's
Because apparently a white guy did the blueprints, all that kind of good shit. Apparently, black people
blueprints is drawing on a piece of paper. That's not building anything.
apparently, black people can't build them. Okay.
Engineering and construction, two different parts of a project.
Yeah. All right, if we go
wait a minute. So
like,
people hold on. People don't actually acknowledge that the White House was built by slaves. Even I knew this. Like if you look back, if you look back to ancient times and what the power of black people can build, they built the pyramids before cranes were invented.
Yeah.
Listen, Evan, and if a lot of other people who may be thinking, no, there's no way people don't believe it. Go Google what cognitive dissonance is. Breathe that in.
As an Asian
alive and well.
as an Asian man too, like it's the same thing. Like the Great Wall of that's Japanese. You stupid.
I'm joking.
No, as a lot of people fail to acknowledge too that the Great Wall of China was built by Chinese slaves. So it's like
so is the pyramids too.
Who else was there?
Right. So it's like
So the pyramids were built about just like the White House built by black slaves. I mean, it's black on black slaves, but it's still black slaves. Anyway, another thing. All right. And do anybody know who Ken Johnson is?
That's my neighbor.
Well, tell your neighbor thank you for inventing a game called Phase 10.
Yo, my wife loves the shit out of Phase 10, bro.
Good, it's a good game.
Yup, he invented Phase 10. He wanted to make a new version of Rummy. And he invented Phase 10. It's a little bit different than Uno and Rummy, but he did invent that.
If you haven't played Phase 10, go play Phase 10. It's a fucking interesting card game.
Also,
listen, black families, most black families, and a lot of white ones too, they got Phase 10, bro. Like, it's in the stack.
Also, and this pissed me off a lot, a whole lot. This one right here. Kim and I both pride ourselves being eclectic people. We like different genre of music. All right, and so CJ. So sorry, CJ does too, and Evan. I mean, we all do. A lot of people fail to acknowledge who invented rock and roll. If you don't know who Chuck Berry is, literally go fucking Google him like now.
Here's the thing. I'm just saying that. Not the thing is just rock and roll. We made all of it. Correction. They made folk music. That had nothing to do with us.
All I'm saying is
we were not
claiming folk music.
We were not here for that.
We were not claiming folk either.
The blues, rock and roll, jazz,
rap,
hip hop.
It really baffles me that literally in one of the whitest movies of all time, the only black people that was in that movie was Chuck Berry's was brother or cousin, whoever it was.
Yeah.
So you look for that.
You
new
know how
sound,
you look for that new sound? Well,
Here it
listen
is.
to this.
and it did it in the '80s. So listen, if you don't think that Chuck Berry invented rock and roll, you fucking stupid.
And
Yeah,
even if
So
you don't think Chuck Berry,
offensive.
if you didn't even think Chuck Berry invented it, Chuck Berry is one of the key founding fathers of what rock and roll music was.
He
Even
is
if you
the founder of
You
rock and
can't
roll.
you can't use black people and founding fathers in the same sentence. People
Okay,
are
when
not
I
listening anymore.
okay, well,
He is the founding father. He's the inventor of rock. I mean, listen, look at John Be Good, and one of my all-time favorite karaoke songs, my Ding-a-ling. I love my
And
Ding-a-ling.
on that note, no longer feels educational. Before I go into my actual pick or my extra information, I also want you again. Some people just refuse to acknowledge like black people in the room, like back in the day or even now. They always go into the photo of the signing of the Constitution and all that stuff. There's black people in the photo, and they just act like that man's not there. And I'm just like, oh, all right, that was a tan. Cool. With that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and go with my choice. Now it's interesting that you guys are talking about the gas mask and stuff and how it affected World War One and Two and today. My choice is actually a Haitian inventor because I rep for my Zols. Okay, Charles Therese Wayman invented the Newport monoplane. That plane that you see like the red tails in and that they were fighting those wars in. Yeah, that was us. Like, well, him. Let me not say us and be all, territorial. But if you're talking about the effect on a possible war, it would be a lot longer walking. I'm just saying. I don't think the bombs would be as effective if you threw them up in the air and just catapulted them bad boys. Like, I also like to mention something that I think a lot of people don't realize. I think at this point we can admit that back in the day in Egypt, the people were black, right?
Yeah.
And we all disagree. They're all right.
Mm-hmm.
Guess where the first ever evidence of lotion came from? Yeah, the rest of the world was a little dry. Okay. So if you have your Nivea and your cocoa butter you're welcome. Especially when it's cold outside, because I know y'all fingers crack. And you put it on your heels too. Some of y'all need to go grab it. Okay? You're welcome. The list is long, but I reach for this in all aspects of life. Cocoa butter, lotion, oils for your skin, rose oil came from Egypt. You're welcome.
So the reason why we wanted to do this topic because, man, one is Black History Month, and Evan's right. Man, I've said it a countless amount of times. I freaking hate Black History Month because it shouldn't be a month. But we get into that later. But we also
I'm gonna start doing the UK one too. I think theirs is in October.
I think it is October. We also wanted to like everybody knows the famous
George Washington Carver,
the peanut butter, all the hair stuff that Madam C.J. Walker did. Like we all know the famous stuff.
Yeah, and let's talk about stuff like your home security system, black, caller ID, black, DSL cable, black. So if you're on the internet listening, you're welcome. Like if you got ADT, which again goes through the internet, you're welcome.
Otis Boykin created the pacemaker, and I know that saved a lot of people's lives. So every time
and ironically, it went to people who could afford it,
right?
But
But yeah, it's insane the amount of inventions that don't get the proper credit because of the color of somebody's skin,
or stolen.
Or it's stolen. Yeah, 100%. So.